I'm very happy today to make my next video about my software development journey or creation of my own product as a solo developer. With our current technology nowadays, artificial intelligence, everything is so easy, so fast, and so great to do that I'm really enjoying the whole process. And around 2 months ago, I decided that I'm gonna make this as a blog or stories or something that I share on YouTube and here. For those who are looking on my YouTube channel for the first time, I will remind or just say for the first time that Calmloop is actually the product, the applications that I did for now. We have a lot of plans in the future. And this is basically related to mental health. It's like a set of tools for mental health, which contains of the noises for concentration, ADHD, or just general concentration, like relaxation meditation, EMDR ball, EMDR as eye decentralization processing movement. I cannot remember exactly the abbreviation, but basically it's the therapy methods that help you to deal with traumas, which I also tried on myself. You need to have a ball that is moving with special frequencies on the screen. I think there is no similar applications right now on the store, and I'm very proud to be like #1 product from store right now in there. And I added diary, very simple diary, basically where you can put notifications, remember to write down what happened to you throughout the day. And now I will explain also how I use it personally, not only throughout the day or like a diary. I'm not using it, not even like a gratitude diary. It's not exactly, I will advertise it like, yeah, let's all do gratitude diary, but I'm not using myself this as a gratitude diary. And just recently I published a new update yesterday about screen time. The screen time is such a big thing for me, and probably the biggest part of my realization about myself I realized through screen time feature on Calmloop. And yeah, actually for today I prepared several subjects to talk, but I'm most likely gonna split the video into two, because I also would like to speak about marketing. Because I'm a solo developer, right? It's quite hard for me to even know how should I position myself, what should I do, how should I advertise. Also, very big question for me was related to social media, because my Instagram, which is Chervinsky, my YouTube, my TikTok, my Twitch channels, they all under Chervinsky name, but I'm doing Calmloop and I'm solo developer. So I was questioning, should I create like a separate account for Calmloop and as a solo developer, like support and maintain the stuff? And on marketing video, I'm most likely going to do it separately. I will discuss it. And well, so I started my way of thinking from such questions. I realized that I'm just, as a solo developer, I will just put everything in one place, and with all the speed and AI and all of the things that are happening right now, most likely that is how it's going to happen. And we're going to have a lot of micro tooling, micro applications, and we would just more relate to personality, maybe. I don't know, but that's the answer. We later on going to talk about marketing and stuff that I experience and still trying out myself. This is all pretty much experiment, and I don't know, it's like I feel like to have very polished, or what you're doing blog about, right? Not about beauty anymore, or something like this. So I decided to make a story about how I create a product. So today, my first part of conversation, I would like to talk about the way how I use my Calmloop, a little bit dive into how exactly the features are working and how exactly I can use them. And as you know right now, a little bit about all of the features that I just spoke about them. So let's go one by one about the diaries and noises, the screen time, etc. from where I would like to start? I would like to start from the third truth, is that we are the only one who is responsible for our emotional state. There are videos before that I was grabbing already, where I was saying about the importance of the mental health and importance of emotional state, the importance of calming yourself down, and that, like, me myself experiencing the war, I felt it, right? I felt very good. How is it to have your thoughts somewhere, constantly worrying about something? So the third truth, I will repeat it again, is that we are the only one responsible person for our mood, emotions, mental state, and how we feel basically ourselves every day. And I really think that a lot of stuff is linked to it. There are huge amount of things that you can find on the internet with all of the psychologists right now online, and like there is a huge amount of information. The more I read, the more I study. Right now I'm going through the course of basics of psychology. The more I do it, the more I see that in my 2 books, because before I published 2 books about how to be happy in IT. I was so young when I was doing it. And the second one is about the similarities between art and coding, which I love. This is probably, I still think that this is just so brain awakening book, and so much make you to think and maybe to try out and to look into parallels between art, coding, etc. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I believe that on the intuition level, each one of us knows about the importance of mental health. And when we speak like calmly, politely, good to ourselves, we just know that this is the right way to do, because we all just on intuition naturally know it. It's like we just know. And starting from this said truth, I decided to basically help to myself in the first place to make a Calmloop. And there is interesting stuff how I use it. For example, maybe there is not that much I can say about the noises. There are different noises. I try to link the connection of, for example, if it's summer, I don't know, upload like to the noises, right, section of the sounds that you can hear, like maybe night village noise or rain noise, etc., etc. So for me, I use noises basically when I need to concentrate, or when I don't want to hear someone. I spoke about this already in one of my videos. So there is not that much you can say, but there are interesting stuff that I can say about diary, also about EMDR. So about diary, I, of course, and everybody gonna say to use it, you need to advertise and you need to speak about diary as if this is something that is something that is going to boost your gratitude. That on the first place, it's a gratitude diary, okay? But to say the truth, it's quite hard. I'm all for it. If you feel like you want to make a gratitude diary, it's perfect. You can do it. Maybe I need to work on some kind of feature to making it. But what I realized is that I use a lot of times the diary of Calmloop as notes for my psychology sessions. For example, if I am in a moment when I feel like something like not good, or I remember something, or something is bothering me, I'm like, I need to write it down. But for me, I don't want to write it to notes or I don't know, calendar or something like this, right? So for me, this is just like a place where I keep all of my records related to my mind. And maybe it's not intuitive from the way how I explain online about calendar and the diary notes on YouTube, or I don't know, in Medium where I write. But the interesting part is that you can write for the future. So a lot of times I'm writing something for myself for the future. Or for example, when I'm on a plane and I was like, okay, I would like to speak about this and this and this, and there are the stuff that I realize, so I'm writing it down. And when I am already on the session, I'm like, okay, so now I will now I will open it and I will not forget. And this is something that accumulate only related to my thoughts or my emotional states, or something that I would like to discuss with a therapist, right? So this is number one. About, I'm checking here what else I wrote down. The sad truth I said, diary notes I said. I wrote down, I use noises if I need to concentrate about myself and when I feel overwhelmed with information. Well, it's pretty much what I said already, right? So it's such a big, I did once I cannot wait to make marketing video, but once I posted a very funny video on YouTube, because that's how I see, right? That you can use those noises in a different ways. You can say, oh, now I'm going to concentrate and I'm going to put a rainy noise for me. Or you can say, I don't know, I'm in my boyfriend's house and I need to go to the toilet. So I'm going to put some noise, you know? Or for example, you can say that, oh my God, someone is so annoying next to me. I need to put some, I don't know, some fireplace for me, just not to hear other people. So a lot of times I'm just trying to go out from this classical approach of how I see the usage of the feature, which are normally very serious, where they are like, let's meditate, let's concentrate, but it's not always like this, right? So I'm a little bit explaining more grounded appliance of my application. Let's go next. What we have there? Revelation of screen time feature that I spent quite a lot of time on social media. This is literally the next part that I wrote. And prehistorical idea that I had is that, well, just independently on whatever you use in any social media that you are, the amount of time that you spend on your phone is extremely, extremely big. I think whoever you are, unless you're just like have a very special style of life. So when I created Calmloop and I added there a feature of screen time, I realized, surprisingly to me, that amount of time, which is like, I'm sure 1 million of people experience the same, amount of time that I spend on social media is that time that I expected that is going to be productive. So now I have here my mobile phone. I have Calmloop installed, of course, for the several days, and I'm just gonna look for today. And let me see which day is today. Not gonna say, people should not know in which day I'm recording the video. Oh my God. So in social media today, I spent 1 hour 50 minutes, just me. I'm taking excuse for myself that I also post to advertise my products, but still, okay, like, how is it possible? Like, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one like this. Like, that's the problem. And the problem is not that we not only spend our times, probably that if we would concentrate and do something productive, is it social media, or that we feel overwhelmed and that is like create a stress for us. There is another stuff that I realize is basically that if you subscribe to someone, for example, if I'm talking about TikTok, you subscribe to someone and you constantly consume the product or videos from one person, all right, that's like, it's good because you're in a way, what you expect from this. But if you just scroll through the stories or videos on TikTok, same on Instagram, same on YouTube, you don't know what is going to happen. And then you realize that you're just like consuming so much of nonsense information. And it would be all right, it would be nothing. But a lot of times through my videos, through my online streaming, I was saying that we are eventually exactly what we are having in our heads. If we criticize ourselves every day, that's what we are. There is a phrase in Ukraine, I just love it, when people say, if you're constantly gonna say to a person that he or she is a pig, eventually this person is gonna say, so that's what is happening with social media. You are not in control of what kind of information you receive from there. All the people try to create, it's something very obvious, we just forget about this. All the people, of course, try to create, to attract attention, of course, something wow, sensational. Like just recently I saw aliens are arriving to our planet in November, and they're gonna land in the Black Sea, right? So from one, like your brain is telling you, all right, this is like, okay, good. It's like something that for entertainment, all right. But you also actually hearing this kind of panic message or something weird or like I don't know, it's just like, it's, you don't need it. You don't need it. I was reading this book of Yuval Harari about artificial intelligence when he said that the amount of information is not necessarily what is going to make you smarter or better or right. And right now we need to limit this. So screen time, when I developed it, I put it for a couple of days for me. I open it, and those were days when I saw that I'm not using that much. And this whole experience for me, as my own user, I'm my own developer and user, I realized that actually the stuff that I'm looking there is not needed at all, at all, at all, at all. And I'm not the only one. I'm sure about this. So even if you want to deal with the stress, there are better ways. Like there are better ways to do it. And I don't say that we need to fully limit this or fully remove it, but we just need to balance it. Okay, what is the next? The realization of how much we became what we are thinking about. This is so much truth, and also this is what we are consuming online, because this time that we like I repeat again, it's not about the wastes of time. It's not about, oh, this is stupid, like two girls are like dancing breakdance, or you watch bunnies jumping on a garden. The thing is that you are what you are thinking about. This is literally like this. Next. Yeah, I have here the next point about how I use diary. I'm gonna jump again back to this part, is basically how I set up notifications. The first one is like I set up notifications before I go to sleep. And why? It's majorly because of the mood tracking functionality. In diary, there are 3 moods: bad, normal, and good. And during the day, you don't know. Like, at least for me, I never know. During the day, the very bad situation can happen to me that I would feel probably myself very uncomfortable or very worried, or I'm gonna have a lot of bad things that are happening to me. But eventually, if I manage to go through it, make something good, eventually I'm gonna say that this is a good day for me. So I don't think it's very useful to track your mood in the morning or like, during the day. But when you go to sleep at night, when you already know the result, I think it's very good. If you put some note about this, I think it's even better. I really, at least for what I noticed, it's better to put, if you not plan as for the psychology sessions, as I said, of course, it's better to point out something positive rather than saying this was a shitty day, I hate everything. All right, I spoke about EMDR also. We'll just repeat again. For EMDR, if someone already experienced this, there are some tools that psychologists use right now. Majorly, those are web tools, but some tool where you can pick up and use it in a train, in a crowded place, on a plane. I think it's very, 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 very useful tool, because myself, when I'm just like worried, right, that the EMDR is when you need to put your hands like this. You need to establish 2 points in front of you. You need to move your eyes like this and do this. And if you, let's say, are in a metro, in a crowded place, and you start to have a panic attack, maybe you would not feel fully comfortable to just sit in front of everyone and do this. So you need to have something smaller. And I created this. Let me show you EMDR ball. So basically, this is how is it working right now on Calmloop. You can change the speed, right? I can make it going faster. And well, for this video, I really want to grab more like maybe screen recordings, how to use Calmloop. So yeah, this is basically something unique that you can take with you, put in your pocket, and just do the whole process of healing, let's call it like this. And in Medium, I put a lot of information like stuff about EMDR, how is it working, what is this, etc., etc., etc. All right, what do I have more on my list in here? And I speak for 21 minutes. I'm not going to cut or edit this video again because it's terrible to edit and cut it. Okay, yes, my next part is what are the future plans for Calmloop. First of all, I don't know how. I have a lot of plans for Calmloop. I use, I don't know if that's my ADHD stuff or something that I need to have to do, but I use various places where I put my plans and notes. Later on, I'm gonna talk about this also, but I would like to work on memory training for Calmloop. Maybe it's gonna be a new feature. Maybe it's going to be a new application, but from what I'm studying right now, I think the training of our brain, especially training our brain memory with all artificial intelligence, when you don't need to remember anything, you just basically not even Googling anymore, you just write down to ChatGPT everything. I think the problem of memory training is going to get more and more and more crucial. So generally saying, these are my next steps for Calmloop. And yeah, I am not touching right now. I'm not going to touch anything related to the body and like maybe yoga, stretching, blah, blah stuff. Why? Because I feel like let's firstly concentrate on mind and then connect mind to body. And I think that there are way more people who like yoga teachers or I don't know, people who can explain it better and maybe understand it even more better. But yoga is still a huge part of my life, as people who watch me a long time already for more than 5 years, I guess, they know that yoga for 5 years and even more, it's almost my everyday thing that I do, and I just love it. Anyway, so I will screen record and maybe I will show the way of how I use Calmloop. Ah, yes, there is one part. Okay, there is one part. It's about artificial intelligence inside of Calmloop, which I wanted to talk about. As I spoke before about, there is a book from Yuval Harari, and he's talking about, he's basically explaining a lot of interesting stuff. He's explaining to you historically the relationship, in a way, if you want, a relationship between human beings and information, in a way. And this is very interesting. So during reading of all of this information, I was thinking about our responsibility around this information. And one thing is that, right, we have access to ChatGPT, we have access to other artificial intelligence tools, but at the same time, we are able now to create new tools, not necessarily even related to AI. And I had, of course, a lot of ideas. I was thinking through, should I include artificial intelligence inside of Calmloop? And of course, I would be like, oh my God, this is just amazing. I hope I would love to. And I started to do it, and I started like looking for models, what I can integrate, what could be the simpler version and not simpler version. And one of my ideas was like to include the artificial intelligence advice inside of the diary, of calendar diary when you do the notes. We just spoke all the time about it. So, and there I was thinking, okay, I'm not fully controlling. If I use some external stuff, I'm not fully controlling it. This is such a responsible and such a dangerous stuff, right? To give an advice about what person wrote in diary. Like, I even had designs that I already draw that you have this diary screen. I can show you, right? So basically, you have something like this, and you can, like, you write down some stuff in here, and underneath you can have a button, and you click on this button, and it's artificial intelligence generate you advice. Like, I started to test it, and I wrote like, oh my God, I had a great day, and I got the advice like, wow, happy for you. It's great that you have a great day. And next one, I'm like, oh, my hamster died. And of course I got like, well, take care of yourself. It's not that much. But if I start to say something like, I want to punch a hamster, this is where I don't know, the rules on YouTube. Okay. So, but you understand my way of thinking. And this is the replies where are very delicate subjects that I'm not in control, and I felt like being again only one solo developer. I'm just not taking responsibility about this because I have like I need to write terms and conditions. I need to write all of the rules for using this application, and I want to do everything correct. So thinking through this, I was realizing about how huge the responsibility on those tools is, right? Like the ChatGPT, the way which advice it gives to you, it's quite crazy, right? It's itself the tool, but we having this tool now are able to create more tools, and we are also responsible to how safe those tools are. So yeah. This is some interesting story that I wanted to say, that this was a part of plans on Calmloop, but something that I cancel for right now, or maybe it's required too much effort, which I'm not ready yet to take into my shoulders. So that's something that I just put on hold for now, unless we're gonna have something more accessible and easy to use. Okay. The next thing, that maybe the last stuff, it's already 28 minutes. Which is amazing. So the last thing that I would like to say about the planning, it's very interesting stuff. I use those cards. This is maybe an interesting tool, but for development, for the process of how I do it. And I have like small notes on those cards. Those cards are perfume testers. All right, maybe it's very new to developer guys, but I really need to have a good perfume. So I just love to pick up testers for perfume. I try them out, and then I work with them. And I feel myself so cozy, so nice. I have a good smell from my cards, and I just on them making my notes. And yeah, by the way, I have this beautiful Xenachka. So this is what I do, and I have a lot, right? So apart from having my notes, my spreadsheets and stuff, because I very professionally organize all of the approach that I'm doing, I do this. And just for you to understand how I do, I will show some. There are still not all information that I'm willing to reveal, right? For example, what is this? This is probably were notes for my YouTube video after I pass it to my notes on Mac, but more notes. And also I do the designs, like I'm gonna show you. It's quite interesting, but it's all smell very good. For example, the very, very famous, the whole logo. This is what we have on Calmloop when just we are launching. It's a boy who is writing a diary, writing his thoughts. There are hidden message inside of this animation in the very beginning of Calmloop. Maybe I need to make separate video about the symbolism. There is a lot of symbolism inside of Calmloop, but this is one that I did. It's a diary, started like this. There are still some empty stuff, different ideas for this. This is, I don't know what was this. Let me see. And like, again, some notes. So I just really, really love to do it. This is my way how I do it, not accepting any criticism about this. For example, very interesting, the plan, the whole plan about how I did the screen time. It's actually very interesting. You're gonna see it now. Just checking if I have more stuff to show you. There were notes for EMDR, for example, this one. Have more stuff. Let me see. Yeah, the EMDR ball appeared from this. There are coffee marks in there, but I need to have chaos, a bit of chaos when I work. The icon for EMDR started like this. And eventually, let me show you, where is it? And eventually it's like this. And I was measuring, because if you have you see that the ball there is like, there are not a full line, but it's like, it's blue and empty space. It's not a full circle. Because when you follow with your eyes, it's sometimes very hard and you get dizzy. So I was testing on myself how to make it better. The noises icon is in here. Everything is just done purely by me and started on this stuff. Yeah, the whole functionality of EMDR ball. Yes, so this is what I have. But before I finish, let me show you. There are other ideas that I'm not showing exactly, right? How can I show you? I'm gonna show like this for today, for example. Okay. This is the graph of screen time. I hope you can see it. I don't want to show more. Too much information to share. But the whole development was on this card. The graphs, how I see it. The icon, originally I had this icon for screen time. And I have different stuff here. It's like change icons. Should I list all of the application or not? Colors of the graphs, what I should put on information screen, time, how I should send push notification, how to deal with permissions. The permissions were quite a complicated and a bit disappointing situation, right? Because for you to track all of the application inside of your phone, which one you use, because you literally can see you used Instagram, or I don't know, you used Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, Google, ChatGPT, whatever, any applications that you have, we're gonna track it. And some even bug fixes, API version update, to zoom, graph, drag and drop, all in here. That's basically how I did it. And yes, and this is pretty much it. There are a couple of more stuff in here for something new and cool that I do, because I'm never resting, but I'm using Calmloop. Yes, all right. So this is number one. I guess, as I said, there is one full huge video that I'm gonna just grab right now after this one. Maybe I even continue the same one. Probably I better stop not to lose information, just in case, about the marketing. That's like, I want to share and I want to know other people how they approach the whole problem of marketing, because especially developers, they probably don't have also so much experience about how to advertise and how to promote your own product and how to do it. So I will just give you my curious experience about it, and yes, for now, for this video, this is all. I hope it was interesting for maybe people like I am who want to create their own stuff. I am really enjoying, like, the amount of freedom that I feel and have is just amazing. Like, just I do whatever I want. So yes, thanks everyone. Mwah, 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 mwah. I'm sending kisses to all of you. Down low at Calmloop. That's the most important. Mwah.